Hi guys, I hope that you are having a wonderful day. I just need to share. People are so interested. I have a coworker who I came into work, and so she greeted me and started telling me about the fact that someone in a baseball cap came up to the job and he was pacing the halls. She was there by herself and she was so nervous and she felt like something wasn't right. So, my question to her was, did you call the police? And she's like, no, I didn't call the police. And I'm like, but your intuition told you that something wasn't right. And so now you mean to tell me that you did not call the police? Like I'm just thinking about this. Your safety could have been at stake, and yet you did not call the police? What sense does that make? But I thought about the fact that sometimes we get into situations where, why does she do this? Why? People are so, she feel the same way, like, okay. So anyway, I'm sorry. This parking situation and these people, I got to kind of laugh sometimes, and you guys have to too, because you can't let people steal your joy or take away your happiness. So anyway, back to the conversation. So my coworker, I say to her, okay, so you felt like something was not right and you did not call the police? And I thought about how so many times we can, like, our intuition can say something's not right. This is a red flag. This is a red flag, just glaring. And yet we don't heed the warning. Guys, listening to that small, still voice, listening to your intuition can save your life. And sometimes you may not act on it initially, but it does help to talk to people, but then do something about it. Okay. And I'm advising you to do this, but trust me, I've been in this situation before. I was engaged a second time, and I heard just as clear as day, the third time's a charm. Now, understand that I was engaged to both of them really, really early on. Okay, really early on, and I don't believe in jumping into marriage real fast. I just don't. Never have, never will. So I heard just as clear as day, the third time's a charm. So now that tells me that perhaps the second one is just not it, and it wasn't. So, and I guess my point is that we so often get signs. I think that no matter how a person disguises who they are, it always peeks through. Okay. Your intuition always speaks to you. You may not feel comfortable about getting out of a situation. You may not feel comfortable about moving on a situation. You may not feel comfortable about leaving your comfort zone. Okay, but it is so necessary for something better. Okay, that guy who was roaming the halls that early in the morning with no one in the office, and yet she comes there to work. That guy could have hurt her. That guy could have been there on a mission to hurt someone else. Okay, so my point is that when you feel like something is not right, heed the warning, guys. Heed the warning. There are so many people who are in situations that could have been spared. Their lives could have been spared had they listened to that red flag, had they listened to their intuition, and then just kept moving until they found a way out, until they sought help. Okay. So now in that situation at work, she could have called security. She could have called the police. She could have called someone else in another office just to give them a heads up that, hey, I saw something that didn't sit well with me. My point is that follow your intuitions, guys. Please follow your intuitions. There's always a point. There's always a reason. And listen, God loves you. So he's not going to leave you out there with no life jacket, okay? But you got to grab the life jacket, okay? You got to grab the life jacket and you got to go to safety, okay? He can, it's kind of like we can take you to the water, but you can't, you can take a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. It's the same situation. He can give you warnings, but you have to act on it, okay? So, guys, the next time you get red flags glaring, the next time your intuition says something's just not right, act on it. Please act on it and do something to not only, because listen, you may not only be saving your life, but someone else's life. We are living in a world where people are, I don't want to say crazy, but we're living in unprecedented times. We're living in a time where people are emotionally scarred. People are playing with other people's emotions. People are killing in the name of love, or what they think is love. Okay. Or they're just killing just to be evil. Okay. My point is that, we are living in unprecedented times where people are just flat out, they don't care. They're just flat out mean. Okay. So in some cases, okay. So, and some of them feel like they have nothing to lose and nothing to gain. So whatever, it's like that I don't care type of mentality. Okay. I don't care what happens. I don't care if you get hurt. I don't care if I hurt you. And so that's the times that we're living in. Okay. So you have to protect yourself. You have to guard yourself, and you have to pay attention to the red flags. I can't say that enough. Pay attention. Listen to your instincts. Your instincts never steers you wrong. Some people call it instinct. Some people call it intuition. Some people call it God's voice speaking. Whatever it is to you, listen to it, obey it, and then do what you're supposed to do. Sound the alarm, guys, because that could have turned out really, really ugly, just because there was no obedience. Okay, same thing for me. Okay, and we've all done it. We've all been in this situation where our intuition says, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And yet we still do it for whatever reason, whether it's selfish game, whether we think it's going to make us happy. We've all been in that situation where we did not heed the warning. Okay, but I'm here to tell you, heed the warning and, do what you got to do to keep yourself and other people safe. Okay, because that could have really, really got to be an ugly situation. But thank God it did not. Okay. But anyway, listen to your intuition. Act on it. Okay. When the alarm sounds, run. Do what you have to do to flee to safety. Okay. Guys, it is a beautiful, beautiful day out here. Okay. It is a great day to be alive. Okay. And listen, life doesn't have to be perfect to be filled with happiness. Okay. There is something that you can find to be happy about. Okay. So keep that in mind, and then listen to your intuition, and have a marvelous day. Thank you so much for listening.